Loraine Walsh. I'm from Abbeyfield, County Limerick. I run my own fitness and wellness studio here for the last nearly 4 years now. I was first introduced to Kangen water about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, through a friend of mine, and I was very sceptical about it then, and then I was reintroduced to it by a colleague and partner, Dave Sheehan, from Cover Model Body Fitness. And again, I was sceptical. I thought that water is water, and how different could it be? Because I just drank bottled water more than tap water, and with our own well at home, and thought that was like the purest water you could get. But then I suppose I went on the trial of the water, started drinking it, and automatically noticed the difference in the taste of the water and could drink more of it.
My name's Dave Sheehan, and I've spent the last 18 years in the fitness and health and wellness industry. And where I first started off was I was in the area of bodybuilding. And in bodybuilding, supplementation in particular plays a massive role. And me myself, I was using up to 150 euros worth of supplements per week between different types of proteins and creatines and all different kinds of supplements. And that was part of my supplement plan because, again, that's what you should do. That's what was advised by all the experts and the bodybuilders and the trainers that are out there that I used to listen to. Everything I used to read and watch and look on the internet, again, it was all about the supplements. So again, that's what I used to do for so many years. Now, what I've learned in the last 12 months since I've been introduced to Kangen water, and I've researched it and researched what Kangen water actually does and the important role it can play with supplements, is that for the past 17-18 years I've been actually quite ignorant to the fact that supplementation isn't what you need to look for. It's actually water is what needs to come first.
We experimented a little bit with the water. I used it in therapies on my clients just to see if it would I suppose help with the treatments and recovery with pain, inflammation, any muscular soreness, that kind of stuff. And most of all, I suppose, I just drank loads and loads of the water and noticed energy levels just soar through the roof and just couldn't get over the stamina that I had. I teach quite a lot of energetic classes throughout the day.
For me, over the last 17-18 years, water was a secondary thing. It was something I needed to drink. I used to drink maybe 2 litres a day because it was something that I knew I needed some hydration and it was important. I never saw the link of it between the supplementation and the water, whereas now, as I said, I understand the role of it. Because if you're putting all these supplements into your body, and as I said, for me it was 150 euros per week when I was doing the bodybuilding competitively. The supplements were going in, but it was ending up being expensive urine, because when it doesn't have the proper transport mechanism, it has no way to operate inside your body the way it should. It has no way to be properly broken down or transported around your body so you can get maximum benefit. So it ends up being expensive urine. So what the water does is, water is your transport mechanism. Now that I'm using the Kangen water, when I'm taking my supplements, they're going into my body, they're being broken down, and they're getting transported around rapidly all over my body. My
nutrition was the same, I was doing everything else the same, and that was the only thing that was different. I noticed that it was definitely easier to drink, and I began giving it to my family, my mother in particular, because she had been quite ill over the last few years and was on steroids for a very serious illness, autoimmune disorder, and she wasn't really exercising. She had no energy to do anything, and her face was still quite puffed as a result of the steroids. So she started drinking the water and she just started transforming.
My name is Loraine, and I came across Kangen water June of last year. My daughter took on one of those machines, and she introduced it to me, so I was a bit skeptical about it at first, but then I started to use it and I found it amazing.
She started exercising, lost loads of weight, so she was absolutely thrilled about, and everybody started commenting on how well she looked, and she still looks amazing today. She hasn't stopped drinking the water. She just uses it for her drinking, her cooking, her cleaning, and absolutely everything. She's a total Kangen convert at this stage, but yeah, she lives and breathes it now as well.
3 years ago I was diagnosed with autoimmune hepatitis, and I was put on a very high dosage of steroids, which blew me up completely. And I was like that for quite a long time, and I was able to do very little. I had no energy at all, and it took me a while to get back on my feet and recover, but it was slowly. But they reduced the steroids in for me, like, you know, bit by bit. After about a year, they started to reduce them. And I'm still on the steroids, but on a low dosage. But everybody tells me now how amazing I look at the moment, because I'm back to myself again. And I feel I can do anything that I was able to do before. And I loved my dancing, but I had to give that up for a while because I had no energy to do so. So when I got back on the dancing, I was only able to do a couple of dances on the night to start with for a while. But then once I started on this water, I just seem to be amazing now. I'm on the floor from start to finish. And that's every night I go out, and that could be 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week sometimes. So I find it absolutely brilliant.
In my therapies, I find it amazing. I've had people come in with like lots of joint pain and lots of muscular inflammation as a result of an injury at sport, or if they were, I don't know, digging in the garden and pull muscles, they'd have, you know, they'd hurt their backs or their knees or whatever. But basically I would treat the area, I'd soak the injured area, let's say if it was a knee, I would soak it in like a face cloth in the 11.5 water. So I would soak it over the area for maybe 30 minutes at first, and then I'd be working on a different area at the time. So they would definitely notice an improvement. They would feel the cold first of all, but then they'd start to feel less pain and less soreness as the treatment went on, you know. And then by the end of the treatment, usually treatments last about an hour. So by the end of that treatment, you know, the joint could move an awful lot freer. They had better mobility and there was less pain, and that's the reason they came in the first place. So they were thrilled with that. So once clients, some injuries take a bit longer to heal than others, so I would usually give the client some containers of water to continue treating it, you know, every day between treatments, and those are the patients that really recover the quickest.
And this is something I've seen such a massive impact in my own personal training. For various things. Again, I still do various events like marathons, triathlons, 10-kilometer races, you know, various like military style challenges, still do a bit of bodybuilding. Everything I've trained for, my results are doubly, if not triply as fast since I started using Kangen water 12 months ago to what they used to be for the last 17, 18 years. And it's purely and simply for that reason. I now have the perfect transport mechanism for these supplements. And again, it isn't just me that's feeling it. You know, I've been training people for 18 years, thousands and thousands of clients, both locally and also internationally as I coach them online, have been using supplements that I recommend and using the different things that I recommend. And now in the last 12 months since I've been recommending Kangen water, the results that my clients are getting again is doubly or triply what they used to be before. We're using the same strategies, the same exercise strategies, I'm giving the same nutritional advice, you know, I'm recommending certain supplementation to them. But the big difference, the missing ingredient for the last 17, 18 years was the Kangen water. And that's the big difference right now. They're now getting Kangen water into their system first as their #1 focus, taking their supplementation, and then that supplementation is like wildfire throughout their body, getting to their muscles way faster, having far bigger impact, having far better results.
Personally, I find recovery far quicker. Again, like we do a lot of resistance training, which is kettlebells, weights, high impact exercise. So you'd normally feel tired after them and you'd feel some degree of muscle soreness, you know. So we'd cover quite a lot of classes, maybe 6 to 8 classes in the day, you know, at different stages throughout the day. So by the end of the day, you'd feel quite stiff, or even the following day. So I noticed that even after a few days on the water, that I didn't feel that stiffness or soreness. You know, you still had heaps of energy after the workouts. You know, what normally you'd be like after 3 or 4 classes in the day, energy levels would start to slump despite having good nutrition or, you know, eating healthily. So I definitely found like the more water I drank, the more energy I had.
If you're training consistently, you know, 6 days a week for most of the year, if you're really into your training or you're an athlete, you know, you're going to pick up different knocks, you're going to get sometimes some inflammation. What I've seen both again with myself and I've seen with clients is when they use the 11.5 onto that sore area, the inflammation drops within 1-2 days maximum. Before they could have been out of action for a week, 2 weeks, and not come back the same. They may have come back, but then within another week or two, they're injured again. By consistently drinking the water and using the 11.5 at the right times, most of my clients are staying injury-free for very prolonged periods of time.
As a trainer, my advice to anyone is to just drink the water. Again, the more you drink of it, the better you're going to feel. The more your energy levels are going to soar, the better you're going to look. You will feel like a different person. You'll just be oozing with energy and want to embrace life.
If anyone is serious about getting the adequate results from their training, because at the end of the day, training isn't fun, it's the impact of the training that you enjoy. You enjoy the results, you enjoy the feeling, you enjoy the endorphin effect, but you want to maximize that effort and that time you're putting into it, because it is a big time and effort investment. If you want to maximize it, you need to get Kangen water, because again, otherwise, both the nutrients from your food and especially those nutrients from the supplementation you're adding to your program are half as effective as if you're using the Kangen water. As I said, think of it like this. It's a transport mechanism. It's what gets those supplements into your muscles like wildfire. That's what will dramatically increase your results, as it has not just for me, but also for my clients.
What have you got to lose? All you have to do is drink the water and you'll see your life change.